Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
No, not yet, but already Kingen is almost 300 gold up in this matchup.
He's going to get an extra control ward of gold as well.
Nice.
Just adding to the lead. 265 at the moment. Oh, jumping in. Ondil looking for it as comes back to his soul, and Cocoon is going to land. Fisher in a lot of trouble. Ondil gets on in, but he doesn't have repel, so he will go down. But he does pick up the first blood for himself.
I think no way to get out again. And so we can see in the mid lane, you know, there is a CS lead over to UCal, but Fisher's not too far behind in gold thanks to that initial kill. Is a little bit down on XP though, and UCal is level 6, so that is a bit scary.
Yeah, UCal level 6, and he's just going to face check the brush and maybe go down here. The Ignite is ticking, and now it's Lehens who's got a kill. At least DRX able to get in there and pick up one grub.
Is significant.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've seen some weird fights around the blue for DRX, and it has happened. And for Bro. We are going to jump on in there and just go for the fight. They try to just lock them down as the Yone ultimate is going to keep them in place basically forever, but funnily enough, they used everything onto not the two carries as UCal trying to do something, and he's not going to be able to. Fisher picks up a second kill, and Teddy unfortunately not able to join the fight, so it was a 2v2 with 2 DPS left, but Teddy not able to. For now, Gideon just going to start this up, but they're very aware of the imminent threat of DRX.
So something that was weird with the last fight is no one really used any summoners. So still a lot of flashes available or just about to come up.
They just died too fast, you know?
Yeah.
And now Sponge's going to go in. Lehens trying to hook away. He's not going to be able to. They have to turn, but Lehens in a bit of trouble. Tanks up quite a lot and actually still alive for so long. And the Yone just able to clean up. UCal very out of position after that as they desperately couldn't kill Lehens. And finally they do, but it is absolutely not worth it. Nongshim win another big fight, and now Fisher 4 kills. Feeling pretty good about his situation in this game.
I think DRX are just too tunnel vision. Of a deal. We can take Dragon, you can take Grubs, we'll trade off.
UCal going in here. He doesn't know about the Nautilus. Now he knows as the hook is going to miss. UCal not to be disrupted. He continues to go in. There's the ult, going to hit both of them. Lehens easily able to peel for Fisher, who did have to flash, but still going to mean that Fisher gets away. And opportunity of a Chem Tech, but also, you know, Mountain, Infernal, and Hex Tech, which are all very strong. So Nongshim, it just feels like they're very much in control of this one. Feats of Strength should come through for them eventually. And trying to go for a dive onto an Aurora. Now the hook is going to miss, and the dive is also going to be a big miss, as in goes Lehens with his own tech, brings it out, and shuts down Ondil. That was one of the saddest dives I've ever seen. That's now looking for a good dive as Nongshim on the top side. They're easily able to dispose of UCal, as Nongshim are winning big so far.
That's a divide between them. Once again, Lehens defending his solo lane as being in the right place at the right time to mitigate. Kingen did a great job to dodge away. But then, you know, Nongshim just make it look so easy on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, that dive was just, it's just UCal alone. Ondil's obviously not there. Sponge not there. And Sponge actually backing in the minimap, you can see right now.
I believe with like undodgeable CC like the Cassante are, but it's very hard to do when the wave's getting cleared and you're in a rush. This was just, you know, Gideon, easy as you do, into the Akali. Now Lehens is in a bit of trouble. I think he's just gone.
He might just be, but TP is coming in. There's the locket again. He's buying a lot of time once again, but DRX do have 4 members, but look at Rich. He's not that tanky just yet. He's only got the 1 item and easily disposed of by Jiru. Looking for more. The extension from the Yone on the Xin Zhao. And you would imagine, yes, Gideon should be able to finish off that kill. So now he is kind of getting CC'd down. He will have to flash out of that one. So nice little catch from Ondil. Not sure what Fisher was thinking. Just kind of face checking the brush.
He was like, oh, Lehens, I can do it too. You know Lehens. You know that guy. But we're getting to the point where Nongshim are really strong. UCal pulling behind a little bit. But also, if you look at Rich's items, he went the Kanik Rukin, obviously great into Kingen. Then he's gone to Sheen. He's building an Iceborne Gauntlet, but he doesn't really have much armor yet.
Yeah.
Going into this
Look at the jungle level gap as well. Not to mention just the jungle gap at the moment in terms of the scoreline. Level 14 to 11, and Sponge dies again. It's free Otacon here for Nongshim.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so free. I mean, Gideon is so strong. I was going to say he has the Black Cleaver. You have a lot of AD damage in the composition, so Rich is going to feel squishy. They're wanting to contest this.
Well, we've seen Otacon throws before, but I don't think this is going to be one of them. As they get the Otacon, and now they turn on the fight as they're looking to take down Lehens. They will enjoy their 200 gold. He gets a hook in the Death Chamber as well, just to add to the bonuses that he has given to his kills, or his team rather. And there you go, double kill for Jiwoo. Otacon secured for Nongshim. Only Lehens gets withdrawn.
Yeah, definitely felt like a bit of a desperate play there. 3 levels up as well, and it means he's so powerful. He can just dive in like a madman and then still be a threat beyond his ult. He's
ahead of his own mid laner. I mean, that's saying a lot. You know, it's not even comparing it one winning team to one losing team. It's like, yeah, he's just that ahead in the game. As, yep, this is the Varus. Doesn't get to play the game. We talked about this in draft, but now the wallets are just gigantic as they are going to catch Gideon. And of course, they will go for the dive with this Otacon buff.
Wait, they got Lehens
of it, and yep, they did get Lehens.
Well, job successful. That's what they wanted, right?
That's what they've told us all game long, Ox.
Well, in terms of their objective of killing Lehens, you know, they've done it 4 times, not too bad. In terms of their objective of winning the game, DRX hasn't gone so far.
2 other kills. You know, they got Lehens and 2 other kills.
Yeah.
That's it.
To be fair, at this point...
More than a 10,000 gold lead at this point, so it's kind of just little things. As Ondel, he's like, oh, I got a cocoon, guys, come on.
You know...
And he's probably just dead. Again, up 3 levels is Gideon on Sponge here as they look to punish him. Should be able to. The disengage cone, not even... It's actually going to help Gideon engage cone over the wall. So the Uno reversal there, actually. And yeah, Nongshim can just kind of do whatever they want at this point. Feels like they're playing with their food.
Yeah, just run at them. Just take them out. That is basically what they're doing in every situation. There's really nothing the DRX can do right now.
They're not even going to give them 1 turret.
Yeah, got to feel a bit rough. I talked before about how, like, Akali feels underwhelming when behind, but also, like, Elise, you know, some of the items you build in Elise are a bit more expensive, you know, being, like, AP items. But also, like, Elise has been really strong in solo queue, where you kind of get, like, 11 kills for some reason.
Yeah.
To show Gideon now 4 levels up.
Oh, no.
You fall behind Gideon, and he will dominate. He will get so much. And the thing is, you know, sometimes you have those junglers who just farm all the time, don't really do anything, but he's 4-0-11.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's not even like, oh, thank God he's farming and not killing my team. No, he's doing that too. But he's also just tied highest level in the game.
Yeah, he's just the enemy jungler in solo queue. Like, he is everywhere. He's in every lane, ganking everyone at once, also ahead in farm. You're like, how is this possible?
Yeah, this is a solo queue experience. You know, I'm definitely in Teddy's position. You know, I have the 2 and 6. At least support. Enemy comp is just going to murder me constantly.
Yeah.
The 1 and 5 Akali mid. It's so true.
Well, they got through Lehens' shields. I will give them that, as in goes Fisher, and they just assassinate them. This game has been done for quite a while, but Nongshim going to show off their big bars of gold that they have gained from all of their farming in this one. Down will go all the members of DRX, and down will fall the Nexus. Nongshim absolutely stomping them, almost 20,000 gold ahead at the end of the game. That one was not close, not even a little bit.
Not even slightly. For Nongshim. And it means if we do get into those 5v5s, I think DRX are really going to struggle. I think they have to set up and land poke.
Gideon not really going for much of anything in terms of a gank, but now we have a bit of a fight in mid. Fisher level 6 though, even gonna Valkyrie over Yukal for a bit of extra damage. Here's the first gank from Gideon, and Rich is in a bunch of trouble. He has his flash, he's jumping back into the fight just to try to get some XP, as he says, well, I'm not getting away anyway, and that is first blood given over to Gideon's Lilia.
Yeah, and if he wants, you could probably just go for Dragon here. They've kind of forfeited Grubs in these situations. Actually opted not to, he's moving up. Lehens is in position. They want to have that cake and eat it too. They'll get that kill on the bot side, but they're not willing to give up here.
Valkyrie in with Ondil nearby, but just the fact that Gideon exists.
Lahens is just soloing Sponge away from the grubs, apparently.
The threat of all 4 members coming up, right?
Yeah, and because Andal was waiting around mid, it does mean that G was able to move first.
The bowling ball is going to miss. Engage comes in from Ondil. It's on to Braum, though, and now the turn comes in. Lahens tanking up so much damage once again. Low health bars, though, on the side of Gnomeshim as they look to turn onto Teddy, who might be in a bit of trouble. Flashes, though, and the low health bars might come back to bite them as DRX. They get another engage. Ondil slept for quite a while. As here comes King in, level 6 himself. He has tried to join this fight as there's the ult! And the death, though, is traded back. King in looking for a second, gets his second. And Gideon still fighting against Sponge here, who would love to get the Scuttle Crab, and he will be able to.
Yeah, so big roam from King in.
I'm feeling pretty good about cleaning up the end of that. They've got a Fed top laner now and a Fed jungler. As King in, he's being baited into this one. Oh, he dashes straight into a very nice spear from Sponge. And Rich gonna shoot him the little happy bumblebee for that one.
And he makes the decision that, hey, they're not gonna tower dive me right now with 2 teammates here, and just holds it. Genius.
Imagine that. Well, Teddy's got a very nice angle now, and he has his cleanse, so you see that Lahens and Jiwoo are just running away, but you can't quite run away from the Kaisa. Double flash over the wall to get on top of Jiwoo, and they will do just that. Still a fight here over the grubs. Will turn into a quick 3v2, but Sponge is on the chase. They should be able to take down Ondil, though, painlessly, as Sponge takes away the grub as well. 3-4-3 in that objective. Fisher here now, and it's getting messy once again. We got a 4v4. In goes King, and he gets the angle, but that's on the UCal. Now he's trying to flash away and trying to get some peel, but that's the kill on the ridge. Fisher, full health. He's got the Gatling gun, and he's just running them down with it as Teddy able to at least take out one with the help of UCal. The missile is going to miss as it's in the name, and here comes Fisher, and there's not much you can do about that. You're not getting away from those two. As Kingen comes in and steals both kills.
Like, we've kind of seen that, the fight so far in this game, super close, super clutch, but now you're dealing with a 4-1 Ambessa, a 3-0 Lilia. The game was looking good for DRX, but it's kind of just exploded in their faces.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very close. It was just a couple of fights that could have gone either way, and Gnomeshim just barely coming out ahead. King in the difference maker exact moment. And, you know, they're doing a lot of zoning at the same time. In goes Rich. He's going to open this up for, you know, Teddy to jump in, but it feels like this is looking good for the side of Gnomeshim. But it is the Rift Herald taken by Sponge. Look at the health bars, though. Ondil just going to have to evacuate. And Gnomeshim say, you know what? We don't have Fisher. He could TP, but we don't have to. It's so smart. How many times have we seen teams be like, no, we have to TP? But he's got that, at least, so. But again, Ambessa's not the target. I feel like other players, maybe not Lahens, but the other 3, perhaps you should be able to burst down if you've got like a clear shot with UCal and Sponge to land some poke. There you go. Just hit the poke. Just don't miss. And you're going to be in a great spot. There's no saving Fisher here. He could try to TP, but then he'd just die instead. He's going to Valkyrie and survive for a little bit longer. And who they give the kill to is really the question, as the crowd goes wild because nothing misses.
They could just go for Adakan, though. Like, normally I'm quite praiseful of Lahens doing this thing where he defends his lane with it. There's nothing to be done for Fisher there. And it's on the side of the map with Adakan. You see the TP coming in from Kingen.
They're playing for it.
Sponge is low on mana, but, you know, as he's a jungler, he will regen it quick.
Well, now DRX have pulled off the objective, but they want to take the fight. They want to get in onto Gnomeshim. And the backline here, they're not successfully able to do so. Nice solar flare, but again, the follow-up is not there. They're not able to take down Jiwoo. And
the sleep!
The sleep! The lineup! It's perfect as the Braum ult's over the top as well. Do they have the damage, though, in the 4v5 is the question. Yes, they absolutely do, as Gideon just prances around, immediately dies, but it doesn't matter. Kingen is unkillable, and Jiwoo is as well for some reason. Nobody could take him down, and Fisher, he's like, hey, remember me?
He gets this.
This is revenge!
Getting Sponge is so big here. It's a Nidalee. She can sustain herself up. She would still have the smite. You wouldn't be able to do Adakan if Nidalee was to get an even bigger advantage than they already have. You know, take that mid tower, get some extra gold lead. set themselves up for that third dragon. They're in a fantastic spot. TV flank is coming in from Rich.
Remember, there's a minute and a half on Otacon buff. They're really trying to punish this. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to, really. They might get Jiwoo here, but he does cleanse and flash over the wall. That will be one withdrawal. And Fisher kind of going 1v3, not the best situation for him. He will go down as well. And they should be able to get Lahens unless he can hop over to Jiwoo here. No, just going to walk on a straight line. That's actually a better strat. What was I thinking? Meanwhile, okay, he's instead going to go in and die, as will Jiwoo. Just a bunch of withdrawals with the Otacon buff. And Kingan's just bot pushing the tower.
This is just a massive punish, though, from DRX. You know, they get about 800 gold from the kills, which is still pretty significant. But the big thing is they also got like Jiwoo summoners. They got Gideon Flash as well. They stopped the play that Nongshim was setting up for. And I was talking, okay, you've got Otacon. Let's see what you can get with it. Let's see you really push that lead. And now they... oh, no.
Yeah, Fisher, he stopped the back. That wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And, okay, he baited the engage. There you go.
From there to defend, so still okay. But yeah, I think DRX did a fantastic job of punishing, but still behind, still struggling. Rich is looking for an angle, though. They need to get the tower and get out. Oh, the engage!
The angle is the way of Kingan, but yeah, he's just trying to use the end of the Otacon buff. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to give 200 gold over.
That was a choice.
You could have just ran away with your team. Team comp does not get it. Fight over the Scuttle Crab. Nice burst from Sponge, who is not nearly as far behind as he was in game 1. Still down a level.
Yep.
And down farm. It's Gideon at 4-1 and 7 in this game. Spears and Poke should go the way of DRX as the Hextech Dragon is being burst down. The flash on in. They are going to catch Ziyu. He doesn't have the sums, and they try to take him down, but it takes them so long. They do take the ass out of the fight, though. Gideon, desperate for something, goes into the Zhonya's, and he's got the Ambessa with him. Meanwhile, Rich in the backline, though, is going to survive forever. Finally gets smoked down by Gideon, but DRX have already won the fight, and they want a bit more. They're going to take down the Hands and the Hextech Dragon for their troubles.
That's the cost. Jiwoo burning both his summoners. You know, the death alone, I don't think it was that big of a deal when he died with the Otacon buff, but losing those sums made him a vulnerable target. Actually, I say that. Gideon is approaching, but has no way to get into the pit. And Andal is there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just gonna see it happen.
DRX will pull into a When you have this composition with the Braum, you're so good at like clumping together and picking a target, killing a target, picking a target, killing a target. They were very split there.
Oh, that's going to be a huge one from Teddy. Jiwoo even flashes at the end. And he just gets outplayed by Teddy straight up. They're pushing with the Baron. The projectile hits him, and Jiwoo just does not respect it, not able to get away.
Yeah, Lahen's not there, not in range to help out. And suddenly the game has gone from, you know, a game where DRX...
Okay. Trying to do something here. They did a teensy bit of damage to Ondil.
Yeah, trying to just keep the wave back, but oh, Kingan's found Teddy. That's a lot of damage. Oh,
forces the flash too. Teddy in an awkward spot, but look at this. This is even more awkward. Gideon going to be caught out. Teddy's low, but it was a fantastic bait. He gets away. Lahens has to flash, and they still have the Baron. They have 50 seconds on the Red Bull Baron power play. I mean, they're going to get this inhibitor. I mean, Jiwoo is up though. Maybe they get a bit scared, but no. The other two members have to back and get some health back. And DRX will just take the inhibitor.
Nongshim trying to make the... Oh, Hex gating in. Lahens really wants a fight.
It is Lahens alone. Nobody has followed him. Jiwoo probably making the smart call not to follow him. And yeah, just a little bonus Braum kill. Not bad.
Feeling a lot more alive.
We're going to do Hextech Dragon Fight 2, Electric Boogaloo, as Sponge taking a ton of damage, actually. He has to flash away. In goes Rich. It's very disjointed from DRX. Sponge is out of the fight. He is healing, though, but I think it's a little bit too late to actually contest this one. In goes Gideon, looking for something. Doesn't want to sleep, only Ondil, but it's just DRX. They've got their hands up in the air, and they're like, please don't come at us. We don't want to fight. We'll even give you Ondil for free. And that they do, so Nongshim somehow steal away a Hextech trade.
I think a big difference is if the arrow connects, you know, they're the ones initiating. Even though they don't kill Sponge, they force him low. Sponge has to, you know, they have so much strength there. You also have the Serpent's Fang from Yukal, so when the poke hits, oh, look for the hand.
Yeah, Ando just going to go in by himself. The Solar Flare is decent, but there's zero follow-up. DRX were like, what was that? We're not going in on that.
Yeah, I think maybe because Rich was on the flank, they were looking for something, but like the poke was landing, it was good poke.
Yeah.
They didn't need to engage there. I was going to say, even Yukal has the Serpent's Fang, so when he hits the Bloodthirster shield, got some poke, didn't commit. That's really what DRX should be doing. Getting some poke, you don't need to commit. Oh, Teddy.
Yeah, Sleep comes in. Teddy going in though. Jiwoo in a lot of trouble again. He flashes for nothing. Down will go Lahens. And I was worried for DRX, but they get a couple of kills. Ando, they're going to go down. Kingen is a raid boss. And he flashes over the wall, but Rich is able to get the follow here as Gideon desperate to try to peel for him, but now he's put himself in a rough spot. Has to flash away. And DRX come up big in this fight. Should be able to take down the Baron.
Once again, Nongshim get caught sleeping on before Baron went down. DRX could be in a really tough position where you're kind of being dragged towards the Dragon. There's nice soul, but you also don't want to give them Baron. This one paid off massively.
Yeah, and I can understand why they were desperately trying to join up because Gideon...
Oh, not again, not again!
Yeah, Jiwoo, I think he's just dead. I mean, how can you save him? He's got nothing. They just flash over the Braum. The Braum doesn't even exist. They didn't even look at him. Well, they'll take him down as an afterthought. Nongshim, one by one. The dominoes fall, and DRX say, well, do we even need the Dragon? Maybe we can just end the game.
Jiwoo has just not looked good this game at all. You can obviously put some criticism towards Lahens for not being with him, but, you know, the Hexcade start channeling, and he was kind of like, where do I go? Where do I go? Away! Run away! Jiwoo.
The other direction! There is only one direction to go away from this one.
Yeah, very indecisive. DRX managing to close this one out.
Yeah, they should be able to, especially with the Baron. Nice flash as Rich does get a little bit low, but it just doesn't matter at this point. The wallet are heavy enough. And Fisher just gives a little thumbs up and says, good job, guys. DRX, you figured it out. You won a game from ahead, and you were able to...
Blitzcrank. He is really good at that champion, but he has this tendency to pick it when he's just vibing.
Go in, and they can't really kill anyone, and there's like a lot of low health bars, and you've got like Zeri and Silas zooming all over the place. As speaking of which, Sponge is probably just dead here. He is going to go into his clone, and they're trying to give the kill over to Fisher, which they will do very successfully. Sponge has gotten himself into about...
I don't think DRX are ever going to do this, whether it baits them into flashing.
Free knockup? Bit of damage. Well, that didn't go the way you were thinking it was gonna go. Lahens has a free kill, and he doesn't even bother flashing. He's like, yep, I messed up.
Look, I don't want to say I told you so.
You literally said it like 15 seconds ago.
I did say
it's like
very scary.
Zeri. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna use my ult.
The trap slightly missed as well, but like Zeri ult is just so strong at level. I mean, generally, but at level 6, the amount of times I've seen, oh, they're diving.
Yeah, nice equalizer on the wave, at least to try to survive. But they have just so many threats here. And this is what this composition does. They get the flash out of Rich and the flash out of Sponge as he flashed in for that play.
Oh, they should have seen it mid, so no one should get hit by this.
I don't think it even kills. Yeah. Might have been able to stop it back.
Me last time, but
yeah.
You know, a bit of a shorter lane in the mid lane is a big difference maker. Harder to get that same value. Now looking for Rich in the bot lane. Not an easy dive, but Fish has a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, this can they do damage to this Galio is really the question at the end of the day. With TP coming in, they're not going to test it too much. Although Fisher, yeah, he wanted to test it.
He's like, how much damage does a tower do right now? This.
All right, they're staring at each other very menacingly as the ult comes in, and Yukal says good night.
Wait, they just can't kill him now. He can keep going.
Yeah, they can't kill him, and he has to flash away. Well, Hen so many times has said, okay, yes, I'm Blitzcrank, you have to respect me, and so many times the enemies have been like, what, who?
You know,
who are you?
I thought he was going to steal the Blitzcrank ult there, but he grabs the Buster Shot and just, yeah.
Bomba?
Yeah, Bomba on Fisher. Uh-oh, Jiwoo.
Oh, there's a Wukong, and you don't have Ghost. I don't think it would have helped anyway. Yeah, easy dive, and a nice angle found here by Sponge.
Things are starting to go a little bit rough. Tower taken by DRX, they'll get the feats of strength. I don't think they needed them, but they'll take them. They'll certainly take them.
And it's another clue. If Wolf can't figure this one out, I mean,
he's still looking. He wants, you know, some people are satisfied with this level of evidence. He wants to find a bit more. Yeah, I mean, the Tristana was just so low.
And
301 damage from that ult.
like we don't get the comms from Nongshim, obviously, but
There was a clear point where Yukal realized his cooldowns are coming up, and he can just kill both of them.
I just wonder like what the call is there. It's like, okay, we can kill him. We have kill pressure. We got him. It's 3v1.
Lahen's just said, watch me hit this hook.
But he didn't even hook. He just like ran at him.
Winnable.
Yeah. You know, like game 2 where they had, you know, a couple of Drakes and they got the Hextech Soul, and even when they fell behind, it was like, oh, it's interesting if they get Hextech Soul, that could be big. And Yukal ulted his own wave, and he's kind of dying now, but the entire team is there. And now Kingin sees blood in the water, trades his flash for a dash.
Honestly, the worst. It'll be looking good. I mean, the game's not like completely cooked yet. I know we favor DRX. Oh no, it's not cooked completely yet, as I was saying.
There's always room to cook it further.
Yeah, always room to burn those pennies.
Yeah, that's what they used to say back in my day. As Yukal in a really rough spot, actually. 2v1. A lot of damage does go in, and Yukal can't even flash out of that one.
And Fish is getting pretty strong, you know? They have 2 dragons.
It was Stunzo from there, yeah.
I'm so confused.
Oh, nice hook, actually, as they go in on a Wukong, and he just dies. Not quite able to have an impact, but Gideon taking a bunch of damage from Teddy. As you said it before, the scrappy fights. DRX will like those, but still, it's just a 1-for-1 trade. And it's Chemtech Soul, and Kingin is he is pushing the top lane by himself. Might just get that turret.
Trying to claim some pennies from that tower.
Yeah.
DRX will clear out the wave mid. Yukal's going to move in top. There's no wave of his own for him to equalizer, so he won't have to steal the ult right now. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I think happened with this equalizer?
Yeah. Happens.
I wanted to Lulu ult, and I had to click a second time. Oh no. Here comes another engage, featuring Blast Cone, Mega Cone. In goes Fisher, engaging himself. And the Maokai ultimate doesn't end up really doing much, but a couple of TPs come in. And they just kind of back away, fighting over this Chemtech Drake for now. But Nongshim are like, well, we didn't want that anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
or do they?
Only Teddy's low. Gideon being low a little bit rough, but King gets a big ult.
Oh, that equalizer, very nice angle. Ondil does not have flash, and Rich is taking a bunch of damage, but guess who does even more damage? It's the Zeri, and it's the Wukong! Again, just press your buttons all at the same time in one direction, and you're gonna feel pretty good as DRX. As now they turn their sights onto the Chemtech Drake, and Nongshim are running away. Some harpoons, but Kingin's just staring at him.
Question is, I don't think they feel strong enough to go for the Atacam right now. I think that is the right call. Seen far too many throws in that objective. Oh.
Bro.
You know what's the worst thing is he has Leandries.
And, you know, some pings for the blue team. They are beginning to...
Fun.
Yeah, it's a bit too slow from DRX. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. There's the smite. And now Lahens is going to hook air. But they have the Maokai ult engage. They don't quite have the peel, though, as now stolen equalizer. They're trying to turn onto Yukal, but they're not quite able to. Wukong goes down. Tons of damage being dealt right now by Nongshim, and they've got this Jinx in the backline just shelling out the damage. And DRX, they bite off more than they can chew in this one, as they wanted to punish, but instead, they're the ones that got punished.
And they got so much gold from that. Got the shutdown from this.
Kind of just run away with the game after that play. We used to see this, you know, at times in the past when Otacon didn't exist, when it was like a Baron. You know, a team would rush down Baron and they'd take a big fight right after, and you'd be like, oh, well, that might just be the game. In this case, you know, if you're going to hook a Galio 4v1, that's fine, but not able to hit the hook there. Sponge and Ondil just going for a little walk. Not going to be met with kindness.
Yep. And the problem is, they're now just getting sieged down. Oh, comes in.
Oh. Okay, gonna be pushed away from the hook, and now Kingin, he's going on in. He doesn't care if he dies. They've done the damage. They take out the Lulu, and they still have the Otacon buff. Here comes Fisher, and he's just tanking up the turret because why not? He's gonna get the 1 kill. Gets a second as well, the fade away. And Yukal's like, by the way, I'm Silas. I can steal the Maokai ultimate. Isn't this great? Doesn't do anything. and maybe Nongshim just win right now.
This is just the end of the game. You know, Fisher's TP to come back, and a couple of fumbles, some good team fighting from Nongshim, and DRX get run into the dirt. It'll be 2-1 to Nongshim on the back of this, and a game that felt more decisive than game 2 for sure, but it just felt like once they lost control, that's nice, right? When they funnel into you, like the Camille goes in and you're trying to follow up with the Sejuani, whatever, that's good. But I think the DRX composition, you have the super skill.
The Aphelios is really interesting. There was a time for some of you, well, might have to hold that thought as Sponge. It's all about the face checking here today. And Sponge says, well, I can fight this, but the Nara's coming in quicker. And he's quickly realizing that he can't fight that. He's trying to get away. There's the flash on in from Gideon, and he's got Orianna to Sponge, but the knock into the wall, the angle is perfect, and the first blood is fed right into the hands of Fisher, who is going to feel so good about that. Really does excel on a pick that has very long range and can just kind of bully you.
The human nexus, you know, he will eventually have the range of the fountain laser, so.
Yep. Here comes a wall. Fisher looking to join on in. Use some of that gold, but it's just going to actually be Lehens that comes in as well and makes his life really difficult to Sponge once again. But he doesn't have a lot of mobility, so you just kind of press your R. So I really like that pick from Ondil. As now, thinking about something here, they're going to knock away Teddy, and now it's just Rich. He does have flash. He's going to ult on in, but there's just way too many threats, and there you go. Just easy collection for Jiwoo. So he picks up the kill on a Rich, and there's nothing that Sponge or Teddy can do except watch.
Yeah, I think Rich kind of could have done more, if I'm going to be honest. You could flash the Poppy stun, and I think you could maybe get a turnaround kill. Like, you had backup coming through.
Yukal? Oh, that's a big rock. And the ult to come in. He pulls him closer, and the flash comes through. And Fisher says, thank you very much. I'll collect that kill. Yukal left frames right after you Camille ult. So you could probably flash away, but maybe Lehens was just that clean with it. And we might get number 2. And here it does come through. That's the flip on in. And Rich, he just doesn't even bother. I feel like there was even maybe a window to try to flash, but auto attack's already in the air. It just decides to die instead. And it's just been this roaming death squad from Nongshim. They're just going around the map killing everyone.
Yeah, it's working really well. They're being proactive. They set Sponge behind, and now Gideon is just running the game on this Poppy.
A little ult on in as well. Gonna get the root down. Now Sejuani is here. Sponge looking to turn this one, but guess what? Gideon comes in and says no thank you. TP now, double TP from the side of DRX. Yukal, he wants revenge. He wants blood, but he's not in he's in a pretty rough spot actually. The stun comes down, and they're gonna give another kill over to Jiwoo. Rich trying desperately to take out this Aphelios, but he won't be able to. Sponge is also going to be kited out. Another root comes down, and he has to flash away from the seismic shove. And somehow, feels like Nongshim win all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a desperation play where
Oh, he's going to dash over the rocks here. Rich, rough spot, trying to punish Fisher. It's not going to work out.
DRX right now. Okay, Handle doesn't die, man. It feels like they're panicking. It feels like they know the game is slipping out their hands. They know this is their last chance to stay in. And now Nongshim working on these grubs.
Trying to pick up a 5th. Might just be able to. Lehens has got a great angle here as well. There's just nobody really to stop him either. He just runs straight into the Sejuani. Finally, Ondil is going to show up to a fight just to ult a Meganar. And it's not his fault. It's just they don't have any pressure. Lehens the one to set up the play as DRX overextend into the grub pit. And they get punished for it once again. Rich, he was just bot. Didn't have TP. Was never going to join that fight.
You know, we saw a game where Lehens was in the Braum. Couldn't really do what he wanted to do. Felt like you could see him trying, but it wasn't there. We then saw the Blitzcrank game where there just wasn't that many.
This character that generally can take some items to really begin to punish is so accelerated. He's got the Untiles.
Champions, when you get him ahead, is just such a menace to deal with. Like, his threat in the side lanes is so hard, especially with a champion like Camille. If you're not able to dive in on him and win the fight, he will just permanently have pressure. You know, we have this composition that works well. If DRX win, obviously be them. They have to win another game after this.
Yeah. Also, I misspoke earlier. We will actually be on current live patch next week. So we will have potentially Mel. As now, little combo here in a Rich. That is a Camille. Can he get away? Not from this duo. And that's really what it was designed to do.
Yep. You just don't going to move. Don't going to play the game.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Not good at all. As it all comes in, Gideon is Poppy. So he's going to feel totally fine. Still going to flash away just to be safe. As
there we go.
They're trying to get time on their side. They're going to catch Jiwoo right there. Big shutdown right into the hands of Rich. And Rich, you know, he was feeling real bad, but immediately one team fight later, they get a huge pick. Maybe a chance for DRX. Some hope, at least.
They've been all 5 ultimates, and Nongshim only used Poppy's ultimate. So I don't think they're in a position to fight this next. Oh no, oh no.
Well, this is pretty rough as they're going in on Sponge. Gideon pretty low though, as not quite able to lock him down. Here comes Ondil and Teddy taking a bit of damage themselves. Will anybody die in this fight is really the main question. Sponge got extremely low. Yukal finally got on over with this TP.
Both teams should reset and they'll be able to contest the dragon, but apparently not. Still though, this is a good house, that Black Cleaver.
Yeah, I mean, most important thing, it just buys them time, you know? Infernal Soul is not gonna feel good. Trying to get on top of Teddy here. Looks pretty good to be able to do that, as, yeah, he didn't get to press a single button in that passage of play. And now Sponge getting slowed down by the boomerangs, gonna get walloped as well. That's another kill given over to Jiwoo. So they found an angle, but unfortunately we're a bit too worried about Otacon, and that led to their demise.
One of the problems of this situation is when they're trying to establish vision, Teddy is the one with the sightstone, you know? He has to be there warding. He's a squishy center. It never feels good. And you have the Sejuani.
Because Ondil, he does buy a lot of time. I mean, he could have bought more time.
No, I thought he was going to do? Right? I thought he was going to buy like the symbiotic souls and then have the faster recall. You know, build them and then just recall out.
Wow.
They're looking out. He can ult.
He's still there. They did not respect this at all, as now, there you go, the shockwave comes in, and it's 400 gold to the side of DRX. They buy themselves a little bit of time.
This is what the comp does, and it does it well. It's just a shame they're so far behind.
Turret bounty?
Having to start doing it, but yeah, if they get mid-tower, they get a turret bounty. They are losing out in the bot lane, though, so they'll let Rich get this.
Okay, well, Rich is going to get it. Can he get anything else? He is not alone in the 1v1.
I think he's just hoping to get out. That's what he's trying to get right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting out.
He's not getting out, I would imagine. For now, it's 2v1. They could also... Okay, they're just also going to get Teddy on top of everything else. So they get Teddy, they get Rich, and they got a big push in the bottom lane. Still 25 seconds on Otacon.
We can't have something good happen.
Sure.
It is.
You could see there was a little zoom in as, okay, nice little blue ward. I don't know if they can actually do anything about the Baron. Can they stop the Baron? The wall as well, very obnoxious. TP in a mid, but the damage, look at this.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's just way too much damage from Aphelios. Remember that he can just do this with a tank, as he had Gideon, as now nice ults onto the Camille, and they just don't have an in. There's so many chakrams coming out. It's
Look
like,
at them!
Sponge is like, oh God, run away. But nobody else got the memo, and Sponge apparently didn't either. Look at the chakrams, there's so many. There's like 8 trillion of them. He's got like a whole squad. And eventually they disappear.
I've seen so many situations where you get a chakram stacked up and everyone runs away and you don't get to hit anyone. Jiwoo was gunning for them. He wanted to get the value. And now
be the end of the game.
They could just end the game, and it's kind of a deflating loss for DRX.
Yeah.
There was some back and forth in the series, but in the end, Nongshim just played the better team. Rich trying to find an angle. He's dragging the wave away.
He does do that, and he's buying a little bit of time. Teddy's up, but yeah, realistically, they're down 11,500 gold, and it doesn't matter what kind of things you do in this one, you're just not going to have a way to stop them. Nongshim will move on to the playoffs as your 6th seed from the play-ins. They will face off against KT Rolster.